Selesnya Angels versus Darksire. It's just awkward a little bit, to be honest. This is also... Okay, this... Okay. I can... Alright, we got the Emeria's Call as land. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can play the Valkyrie. Opponent is the legendary deck. Yep, they're already getting on the pressure pretty intensely. And I need to set up here. I'm still setting up. Fabled Passage, Fabled Passage. Alright. Can I somehow stabilize soon? Do I want to play an apparition? Yeah. Let's take out that thing. Maybe Inti would have been better, but no, that's gonna flip and then they have lifelink and everything, so... no attack. No attack past the turn. At any turn they can make this a... Okay, just still a 2-1, okay. Another Zac Fair, that's legendary, so that's basically... Okay, 3 damage, I'm fine to take that. Alright, this collected company is gonna have to do a humongous job. Alright, I will not attack. They can get Thalia back next time, at the end of turn. So let's see what the company hits and if I can get some lifelink going. Before combat, I want to do this. Alright, so, Yeah, this and this for sure. I think this is amazing life gain. Yeah, that was amazing life gain. Alright, let's see how they do the NT trigger. On the Alesha, okay. With first strike. Okay. How am I gonna block? First strike means one of these. If I double block with these two, one will die immediately, and then I will not kill that. So there's no way. I'm gonna have to double block this and block this. They didn't attack with. Oh, Adeline doesn't have haste. Okay. Alright, okay, and they can get that back every single turn. Alright, I see. Next, okay, I'm gonna play the bishop plus this and gain a bunch of life again. So this is kind of a stalemate here, but maybe I can just attack for... Oh, actually, I can probably attack for the victory in the air. That's their crux here. They don't have flyers. So I'm already dealing 2, 4... Nah, just 4. Not much. Oh, this is lethal, I think. I think it is. No, it's not yet. But next turn it will be. Exactly. Alright, so barely able to stabilize here with Selesnya Angels. And thanks, the combination of Bishop and Valkyrie, that's just such insane life gain. And the Valkyrie giving +2/+2, if you have 27 or more life, is just, that's when things start, going in your favor. So that was that was all on the back of Collected Company. I did have a little bad luck with drawing both Fabled Passages at awkward timings. But the opponent did get me pretty low, but yeah, life gain was able to get me back into it, and then Angels doing what they do, creating a huge board after gaining a lot of life. On to the next game. Selesnya Angels versus Rabas. Alright, yeah, this seems... company. Mystic and company, yeah. I won't be able to play the Apparition next turn, but Giada. Alright, I can play Giada and attack, and then next turn I have the company, and against mono red or any red based deck, I think chances are already pretty good here. I could also take it slow and just Apparition here, but honestly, I'm gonna company. Because now that I have 2, I feel very comfortable with those. Can I afford to let these through, though, without having... Okay, well, if there's no mana up, then I'm very confident here. Ah, there's one up. So there could be a monstrous rage coming around. We need to consider that. That's legendary, so we don't want that one, so let's go for these two. Alright. I think I'm just gonna double... No, that thing has... God damn it. So that's gonna deal 6. But it's gonna... They're gonna cancel each other out. What if Monstrous Rage gives... It's gonna give 3... Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna block like this, and let's see what happens. Always have to assume the worst. Always assume that they have the Rage. Yeah, of course. How could they not have it? But everything dies, babe. So everything dies. And I have another company. But for now, I'm actually just gonna... No, I'm gonna go... I'd love to drop the bishop, but I can't. I'm gonna have to go for the next company. Sure. Oh no! Players can't gain life. I should have played this in response. I'm an idiot. But okay. I don't need to gain life any at this point, do I? Alright, I can block this double strike. So this will block here, and this will block here, and I think that's good enough. Yeah. Phew, despite not being able to gain any life... Oh, I can actually... Now the apparition is just in time. Yeah, this is now... I think this is good. Let's keep back the 3-5. Just in case of any hastiness. So the only mistake I made here is I should have played the collected company in response to the links, because if I had gained life, I would have been able to gain some life in response to that. But in the end, yeah, this is a very commanding position here. And just the size of these angels being bigger than what Mono Red is able to get through, even with Monstrous Rage, is enough to take over this game here. I'm not sure if the opponent is doing this on purpose or not, but it doesn't matter to me. I am already basking in the light of victory. In the angelic white light of hope and victory. And there's one spirit here, but the spirit is a kind of an angel, perhaps. Maybe it's an ex-angel or a future angel. You never know what happens to the spirits. Unfortunately, it's not an angel creature type. That would be insane. If this thing was an angel creature type as well, then that would be even more crazy. But it's already crazy enough as it is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, let's attack with everything except the... Alright! Victory versus Mono Red. On to the next game. Selesnya Angels versus Böhmer. If that's German. B in German, OE reads Ö, by the way. Alright, I see the perfect land situation. A perfect mystic, a perfect company. This is... Okay, this is an extra, but look, let's see. I can even do the Resplendent Angel on turn 2 here, thanks to this land. Create 2 angels, 7 mana. Oh no, they're also angels. Alright, I'm running... After this company, I'm out of gas a little bit, so... But no, they're not actually... They're not angels. They are black and white. What am I saying? Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Okay. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. Alright. So this thing is key. Let's go for this and this. Let's play this to take out this guy. Play another elf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm gonna keep this for later. Attack for 6. And hope that it's gonna be enough. Yeah, the angels fly. That's the big thing. Okay, they're kind of running as part of the angel package, it seems. Yeah, just attack for 6. Do I want to take anything out at the moment? No, I'll keep this apparition for later. And the opponent has already seen enough. It was too overwhelming. They didn't really find the key pieces, I think, of their deck. And despite them, even if they had this around, they would be dealing damage to me, but I would be gaining it back pretty nicely now that I have the bishop. And generally the angel deck does gain a lot of life as well. But interesting to see Orzhov life gain into life drain. Maybe that's a deck I can investigate for a future video. But let's focus on Selesnya Angels for now. On to the next game. We march on. Selesnya Angels versus Collector Giada. Alright, what have we got? A bishop, which I can play. A land here. Yeah, this is a land. In this. Oh no, this is not a land. This is not that one. Oopsies, but okay. Let's hope the bishop can do it. Okay, now I'm thinking bishop or Giada. Bishop first. I need to gain life immediately. I'm not gonna block with the bishop. I cannot afford for that to die to a monstrous rage. Yeah. I really need to have a life gaining. I gain 5 or more life. I won't be able to gain that much here. And this flash is in as well. Do I want to? Alright. Alright, let's flash in the holy cow. Opponent is stuck on one land, it seems. But they don't need more than one land, right? They're just gonna... Alright. Unfortunately, the cow will just die anyway, so I'm not gonna sacrifice them to that yet. That's fine. Actually, that's good. And next turn, I can, when I play this, I'm gonna gain life from this, and then I'm gonna get the angel, and then we're good. So I'm gonna just use the cow to chump block something. Or even try to eat up the lava runner. I'm gonna take a chunk here. But it's just manageable. Oh, company. But I think I'm gonna go for this. Or not. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna. Should I company now? Yeah, because I don't want to do. I don't want to do it, and then they can respond to it with something else. Oh, even this too. Right, this is gonna be so much life gain. This is gonna seal the. This is gonna end the game immediately. Oh, this company was just devastating. Insane. Look at what just happened. Look at what happened. I'm at a way higher life total than at the beginning of the game. I do have to... I mean, it was obvious. The opponent was stuck on lands a little bit. They found their second land a little later than they wanted to. They did get me down to 5, so props to that. But yeah, so sequencing was important here. Keeping the bishop alive and not using it to chump block was key, because gaining 4/4/4 is just way more potent than you know, just preventing X amount of damage in one go. So all right, on to the final game of today's run. Selesnya Angels versus Kakit. Alright, let's see what the final game brings. Oh, okay, we got the company again. That's okay. I have another one. I do need a land, though. I need one more land urgently. Oh, rage and that. Okay. Well, I did find the land, so that's good. I could play... No, I can't play these two, so I'm just gonna go for the company. They're definitely gonna rage. They're gonna be... Of course they're gonna play these two cards. So I don't even need to think about blocking. Because whatever I would use to block is just gonna get eaten up. So let's take this damage and try to set up some life gaining here as soon as we can. Yeah, this is a pretty good combination to do that. And the opponent isn't amused by it. Alright, finally getting out of platinum into diamond. Still a ways to go, but one game at a time, one step at a time. The most important thing when playing Magic the Gathering is... Question to you guys, let me know in the comments below. What's the most important thing when playing Magic? Have fun, of course. Having fun is what matters. If it's not fun, then why are you playing it? And I had my fun today, going 5-0 here with Selesnya Angels. So yeah, a good run today. Life gain seems to be in the rage at the moment. And company, yeah, this is probably currently the company deck. I know there's Selesnya Company or Selesnya Death and Taxes, but it just doesn't have the power of this deck, I think. But anyway, on to the recap. All right, Selesnya Angels. So yeah, had an amazing run today. What in the last 2 games especially, life gain played a big role. But I think there wasn't a game as the third. I don't know which one it was, but there was another game where life gain played a big role as well. So what makes this deck? Well, first of all, 6 mystics or 6 kind of Llanowar Elves. Llanowar Elves is the older one, the one that's been around longer, so I should mention that one first. But having 6 of these ensures that you very often have one of them in hand. You don't want 2, so you don't want 8. So you want to have 1 in hand. But I mean, sometimes 2 can help if they actually kill the first one, as we saw in the last game. But what this ensures is because this deck has a lot of 3 drops, so actually this goes somewhere way else. It enables you to make the 3 drops on turn 2. Now you have to be very careful though. If you play the forest or the Branchloft for green, then it's often not possible because these 2 require double white. So that's something that sometimes only works if you have the Razorverge, but that's okay. And then also more importantly is the turn 3 company. That's kind of a very strong power play, and hitting almost everything you hit with the company is super strong. And let's go into that why. So the Giada is also a little bit of a ramper, but also just pumps your angels when this is kind of more the fair kind of gameplay where you play Giada and then just play one angel, and they just enter with more and more counters. Same with the Youthful Valkyrie. It's also an angel, and whenever another angel enters, it just keeps growing. So those are just kind of grow packages. The bishop is super important mainly because of the 4 life gain, because that's just a lot of life for a single trigger. And with the company, you are able to often hit, or you will almost always hit angels, and then you just gain a lot of life. So this is a really important life gaining engine. The other part of the engine is the Righteous Valkyrie, which whenever an angel or cleric, by the way, enters, you will gain life equal to their toughness, which is also often 3 or 4. So, well, 2 as well sometimes. But yeah, you get the idea. A lot of life gain here. The Holy Cow is just an efficient 3 mana. It has flash, which sometimes can be interesting. But more importantly, it's also an angel. You gain 2 life and scry. It's kind of a very mana efficient additional kind of engine to have, and maybe it helps you dig towards Collected Company or some of the more powerful angels, such as the Resplendent Angel. And this one is a big one, but it only works well in combination with the Valkyrie or the Bishop, because you need to gain 5 or more life, and then you will start creating 4/4 angels every single turn. And that's kind of the end game or the game ending engine. Also, the Valkyrie, as long as you have 7 or more life, creatures you control. So, no, not 7 or more life. 7 or more than your starting life total. So basically 27. Then your creatures will grow, and then this stacks if you have multiple of these guys. So this is really, I think multiple of these is really what you want to get. And then you have a utility land, a one-off, which is a land, but also in the late game, if you draw it, you'd be happy to have it and just create 2 4/4s, basically, 2 flying 4/4 angels. And Kayla's Reconstruction is kind of an additional Collected Company, no instant speed, but a similar effect. But if you spend the more mana you spend, then the more you can put. So this is an amazing late game card. If the game is kind of stalled out and you draw into this, it's going to have a huge swing. For lands, you have the typical, yeah, just Selesnya land package. Eiganjo as one utility land in case you really need to get rid of something in the early game. Didn't really use that much. And then a Nykthos, just to have it as a one-off. It's not really an engine in this deck, but it's a nice one-off. And sometimes you might be able to make good use of that. And maybe it enables you to play 2 creatures in one turn where you would only have played 1 or similar. Or it might make you able to cast a large Kayla. But I think if you're already able to cast that, your board is already in a good state. Yeah, so what makes this deck strong? Well, the life gain, the company, and just the way you can really make your creatures very big with various combinations. So there's so many combinations between the creatures in this deck. And so many triggers that, yeah, just occur naturally by just being very synergetic. Oh, and last but not least, not to forget the one non-angel creature here. Well, except the mystics, the elves. There is a core spirit, Skyclave Apparition, and it's there because you don't want to just have no interaction with the opponent. Sometimes you do need to get rid of one blocker or just push that last bit of damage through, or an important enchantment or whatever. And that's what this guy comes in for. So, and it's also it can also get enter the game battlefield via the company because it has the mana value 3 or less. So this is your removal answer to everything. And it unfortunately it's not an angel, but it fits nice into the curve and mana wise, and the colors match, so and company, so it's a good 4-of to put into the deck. All right, there you have it, today's run as usual. Thanks for watching. Have fun. See you in the arena, and peace.